Baker Mayfield, they picked up that fifth-year extension. The owners, Jimmy Haslam, D. Haslam, talked about extending Baker and making him the Browns quarterback for a long, long time.
I think we were all pleased to see the growth in Baker last year as a player and as a leader. I think we all understand how important quarterback is in the NFL, so we were delighted to see that. Baker deserves a fifth-year option, and I think he and Andrew have both addressed the possibility of things after that, and we'll leave that up to Andrew to decide when that happens. But we're well pleased with where Baker is, and I'll be honest, we're really excited to see what Kevin and I happened to walk down the steps with Alex Van Pelt and to see what Kevin and AVP and Baker. And if you think about it, we have our entire offense back. We have our entire coaching staff back, except for one of our offensive quality control individuals who went to be a coach at Yale. So to have that type of continuity, which we struggled to get here on offense going into a second year with Kevin, and Baker, we're just really excited to see.
Again, Jimmy Haslam talking about what the Browns are going to do. Let's bring Jeff Risdon back in. Jeff, again, when was the last time you heard an owner, Jimmy Haslam in particular, talk about his coach and his GM and saying, we're going to let them do things?
It's refreshing, isn't it? It's a very, again, it's a nice new turn for Jimmy Haslam, who's not always been the most respected owner, is probably the best way to say it, amongst the fan base. The fact that he's letting his people do what they do best and largely staying out of the way, but facilitating what they need to do, that's exactly the role that he needs to be in. I think he's comfortable in that. And he's right on with what he said. You know, the continuity of everybody coming back, of Baker getting a second year in the same offensive system with the same receivers, with the protection in front of him. I can't imagine him not being better. And he was already pretty darn good. So it's a very exciting time for Baker. And as he alluded to, you can expect to see Baker in Cleveland longer than just the 2 years that are remaining on his contract. That's something that they'll get to. Who knows when they'll get to the extension, but it's clearly something that all sides there have a vested interest in making happen.
It also kind of leads you to believe that Jimmy Haslam, when he finally thought that he had it right, would get back out of the forefront and go into the background, which he did last year for the first time in his ownership.
He did, and he's learning from his mistakes. That's what you ask from people. You ask for that for your coaches. You know, he was a rookie owner. He's grown out of that phase, thankfully. It was a little awkward at times, but we're getting to the point now where he's certainly earning his credibility with the fans. I think most fans have him pretty well in their good graces, and I get why. You know, I understand that there will still be people that will just never be accepting of him after some of the decisions that were made early on, but he's clearly put it behind him, and it's a new and better Jimmy Haslam and D. Haslam. I think D deserves a lot of credit for that too. I think she's always had her eye on the prize and sort of kept him reined in a little bit. And it seems like the two of them are working very well together with Andrew Berry and Paul DePodesta and the management crew that's in place. They really seem like they're a well-oiled unit, and that's not something that we're used to saying about the Cleveland Browns, but thank goodness we are.
Yeah, on the same page finally. You know, the book had a lot of pages in it, thousands, but they're on the same page now.
Yes, it did.